I'm Stacy. We're here at the Journey Kitchen in Apopka, Florida. We just finished a recent sermon series called Revision, where Pastor Dustin is laying out a new vision for our church. So part of that was to reach out and love your neighbor. So I love that he recommended this book to us, B-L-E-S-S. You'll remember that title, Bless. So there's this little quote in the book, and I want to read it. It says, "You will discover that a life of praying, listening, sharing meals, serving, and telling stories helps create the richest life possible." You know that I jumped all over that saying right there, sharing meals. So when I read that, I immediately wanted to do a challenge to some of the volunteers around our church and some friends and family that I know. And I wanted to call it a Bless a Neighbor Challenge. So today, I'm gonna do a really simple recipe because I get asked a lot to do quick, easy recipes. But I'm gonna do a really simple recipe that you can make, that you can take and go bless a neighbor. That's it. Using food to bless somebody, simple, simple concept. So today, we're gonna make a really fun recipe, and I'm calling it turkey and black bean chili. I originally got this recipe off a craft website, maybe 10 years ago. And every year I've been tweaking it and playing with it. But this is an easy recipe that you can use, and you can change any of the ingredients to make it your own. So let me get some heat going here. I am using a ground turkey today. And the ground turkey that I'm using, this one is a 93%, lean. And when you buy ground turkey, it normally will come from about 85% lean to 99. The 99% is just a little bit dry to me. I really love a combination of using like the 93% and the 85, but this is a 93 today, so use what you have. I'm gonna drop just a little bit of oil in here, just so it doesn't stick to my pan, because it's not gonna create a lot of juice on its own, because it is a leaner meat. Just throw that in there. And I got a little potato masher here so I can mash that up as that starts cooking. But what I'm gonna add to it is something really easy. I've got onions, I've got a little bell pepper and a poblano chili here. And you can make this as spicy or as mild as you like. I'm kind of going medium today. But if you wanna spice it up, instead of using the poblano, use a jalapeno or something. Hear that sizzle? We already got it going. I'm gonna break this up. I love to substitute ground turkey in all sorts of things like spaghetti. Most of the time people don't know. And if you season kind of heavy with it, people won't know. It's a lot healthier for them. Get that going in there. I've got an onion already cut up. We're gonna add that in there so that can start getting soft and caramelizing. Chili is so easy to make. It's a one-pot wonder. And it doesn't take long to make. And it freezes well on top of everything else. While that's cooking, I'm gonna cut up this bell pepper. I don't know if you've ever heard of the box cut when it comes up to cutting bell peppers. You kind of just think of it as 4 sides. It's 1, 2, 3, just like 4 sides of a box. And then you can throw this little centerpiece away. Easy, really easy. So while that's starting to brown in there, I'm gonna cut this up. You can use any color bell peppers you like. I'm using green today, but if you've got a red, orange, or yellow, and if you like a dish with a little color, throw it in there. No rules for chili. Chili is such a good comfort food for this time of the year when it starts cooling off. It's one of those things you can sit in a bowl, sit on the couch with a bowl, some crackers. And it makes for a good sports watching dish. My husband loves to have chili over hot dogs or something like that. Now, my husband and I, we always argue about chili. To me, chili is meat and beans and then all the veggies. He prefers it when it's just the meat seasoned with all the chili seasonings. And we laugh about that all the time. And I said, that's not chili. Not to me. I said, that is just chili seasoned meat. That's just a bowl of meat. That isn't, as it isn't real chili with all the veggies, but that's how he likes it. So that's what he does. So look, the green just adds the nice color in there. The ground turkey is already getting brown. There you go. Like I said, easy, easy. We're gonna start on this poblano. Now whenever you use a pepper, sometimes there's a little bit of seeds on the inside. I'm gonna just cut this open so you can see. There's a little couple of seeds on the inside. If you don't like it spicy, get rid of the seeds. If you do like it a little spicier, you can toss in the seeds. I'm gonna leave them out today. But see, you can toss those in the pot if you want to, if you want just a little extra spice. But we'll leave them out today. And if you're making chili for kids too, you can just dump those seeds off to the side. I'm gonna be using a mild salsa in this. This recipe just calls for a salsa and some diced tomatoes. And today I'm going with a medium salsa. But again, that's up to you. You can go with a mild or a spicier salsa. This is just one of the brands that I like, Newman's Own. It's gluten-free. You don't have to worry about any hidden ingredients in this one. I like this brand, but use a brand or your choice or what you can find at your stores. And again, this one is medium today, but go with the spice you like. I've got diced tomatoes here. With the diced tomatoes, leave them in the juice. You want all that juice in there. Now with your black beans, I've got an easy pop top here. A lot of times they come in a lot of juice like this. And what I'm gonna do is I got a little strainer here. I'm gonna drain the black beans. One, we don't need all that extra juice because we just added the juice from the diced tomatoes. But two, when black beans are canned, they get added a lot of sodium to them. So you can rinse all that off. You can almost see like it kind of looks like a little suds. Rinse that off your beans. So you just want the beans. We don't want the extra stuff. We only want the beans. We only want the good stuff. Already, look how quick and easy, lots of color. Your family's gonna love this. Look at that, it's already getting color. And now, if you've been watching my videos at all, you know I love to layer garlic. I'm a garlic fiend. So I've got a little bit of minced garlic, but I've also got a little bit of garlic powder. So I'm a garlic girl, I can't help myself. And this is chili powder. And again, if you want to turn it up a notch and give it a little extra seasoning, there is such thing as a chipotle chili powder. That gives you some heat, and that's the one that's gonna make your nose run a little bit if you add to it. But I just added the regular chili powder today. And I like a lot of chili powder to really let that flavor seep in. And this is one of those recipes too that it actually tastes better the next day because all the seasonings have had a chance to really marry and love each other. So we're gonna start letting this simmer. See how quick that was? One pot, everything in one pot. I'm gonna add in our beans and just let that cook. I'm letting that water drip off so I don't drip it all over, make such a mess here. Into the pan it goes. Give it one more stir and let that cook. Now, a lot of chili recipes ask for kidney beans. I like black beans. If you want to use kidney beans, again, easy substitute. No rules with this recipe. While that's simmering, I'm gonna clean this a little up and I'm gonna switch, but to go with it, we're not gonna serve crackers today. I've got a really special recipe for you. So give me a second to clean up this mess. Now, my husband and I, we just recently, the broiler broke in our oven. And my husband says, you know, we don't really use our oven that often. Why don't we get one of them little small convection ovens or little toaster oven that goes on the counter? And so we've been tossing between getting a new air fryer, and of course, an infomercial comes on from Emeril Lagasse, and it's the Emeril Lagasse air fryer / convection oven / little rotisserie oven, a little tiny thing. And I said, that's perfect. So we ordered it, and I got the little recipe booklet with it, and it had some pulled pork stuffed cornbread in it. And I said, ooh, I gotta try that. But no offense to Emeril, I didn't want to use his cornbread recipe. I've been using a cornbread recipe from Sylvia's Soul Food Cookbook that I've been using for 20 years. So I took Sylvia's cornbread recipe, mixed it with the idea that Emeril had in his book, and I kind of merged it and came up with my own pulled pork stuffed cornbread muffins. So when you bite into these, it's gonna have a nice gooey pulled pork center, a nice different twist on cornbread, just saying. So I've got 2 bowls. This is so simple. So I've got cornmeal here. I'm putting all my dry ingredients in 1 bowl. I've got my flour, and all of the exact measurements of the recipe are gonna appear right along the side of the screen here. I've got my sugar, salt, and some baking powder. Not hard so far. Give that a little mix together. So all we're doing is we're mixing wet ingredients with dry ingredients. We're gonna put them in the oven. Give that a mix. Now, I've got some oil. This is canola oil. Again, wet with the dry. I've got my milk. And when I'm at home, I'm using 2% milk right now. When I'm at home, I generally use almond milk because that's what I drink at home. So use the milk of your choice. And you can even make this gluten-free if you want. So 3 eggs. A lot of dishes here to put away. So the eggs, milk, oil, give that, just break up your eggs. This recipe makes your cornbread almost come out tasting like a cake. It's really super soft and moist, and I've been using this recipe for years. So this is definitely my go-to cornbread recipe. So we're gonna add your wet to your dry. Trying not to spill, make a mess like I normally do. Mix it all up. And there's all kinds of cornbread recipes. You know, my husband's from the South. He believes that it's not cornbread unless it's made in a black skillet and put in the oven, and it's, but mine has a cake taste. I love that. But you can always cheat too, and you know that little Jiffy box kind that they sell in the store that's really cheap. Use that too if you want to. Do what's easiest for you. I'm all about easy and quick. So I'm gonna mix this until I just get all of the little lumps out there. Now that I've got this all mixed up, I've got my pan here. This makes about 12. Sometimes, depending on the size of your muffin tin, it may make just a few more. When I made it at home in my muffin pan, I got 15 out of it, but it just depends on the size of your muffin pan. I spray them really well. I overspray everything because I hate for things to stick. So, my little secret to making things kind of come out level and even is I use a scoop. And this ice cream scoop won't fill the whole container, won't fill this whole little tin. It's gonna fill halfway. So I'm gonna put half of the mix in, then I'm gonna add some pulled pork. I'm gonna show you that in a second. So let's get a scoop in these 12 little holes here. Now, I know you don't have smell-o-vision, but I'm sitting next to this pot of chili, and it's smelling really good now. It's making me hungry for lunch. So halfway up, and then we're gonna add a filling and then top it off. And like I said, it may make you a few more. Just depends on the size of your muffin tin. Okay, I have some pulled pork here. I just bought this from the store already made. Now, I love to make pulled pork, but I spend about 2-3 hours making it myself. So just use like a tablespoon there. Put that in the middle. And wait till you taste this. And I know we're serving a meat side dish with the meat. I don't normally do that, but I had to try this recipe. It just seemed too tasty to pass up. Pre-purchased pulled pork right in the center. And then if pulled pork wasn't enough, I'm gonna add a little barbecue sauce. This will make your sports fans in your house really happy to try these. Any of your tailgaters. Look at that. Let me wipe my finger here. Can you see that right there? I'm using one of my favorite barbecue sauces. Use your favorite barbecue sauce. Go with the honey, brown sugar, whatever is your, I'm using a sweet and spicy today. Just a little dollop. I think I have like a 1/4 cup on the recipe, but you don't really have to measure this. Just a little dollop over the top. And if that wasn't enough, I'm adding just a little Mexican shred cheese. My daughter said, don't add the cheese. She didn't want the cheese in hers, but I added the cheese and I loved it. So a little sprinkle of cheese over the top there. And then we're gonna top that with the remaining batter. How decadent is this for a cornbread side dish to go with your with your chili? Got my scoop again. Look at that, just cover it right up. And it just bakes right into the center. The pulled pork is already cooked, so you don't have to worry about that. And look, I'm gonna have a little batter left over, so I could have made a few more. Perfect. Look at that. Into the oven for 20 minutes for this. But let me show you. I've got a few that I made already earlier. Look at this. This is insane. I gotta cut one open for you so you can just see the inside of this. Look at this. When you open it up, it's got the pulled pork and the barbecue sauce and the cheese going on in there. That is so good. All right. Look at our chili. You know, I normally let my chili simmer for about 20-25 minutes or so, but we don't have time to wait for that. It smells so good already. I want to show you these neat bowls somebody gifted me. Look at these. And they come with a lid. Perfect way to give this away to somebody. If we're gonna bless a neighbor, find a cute container that you can give it to them in too as well. But look at this, especially if you wanna sit on the couch with your blanket and have your chili in here. You're gonna love this. Let me get a ladle. This is too much for one serving, but I'm gonna fill it just to show you how pretty this is. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So you serve this on a plate. You got your cornbread muffin here. With that, I'm gonna move this out of the way. And look, now, if you want to add just a little sprinkle of cheese over the top there, a little dollop of sour cream. That is chili. Look at that. Love that. Easy, easy, easy. So what I did was, I mentioned earlier is we set out a challenge. We set out a challenge to just say, could you take the challenge to bless a neighbor? So watch these videos right here. There's a couple people who took the challenge, they made a dish of their choice, and they blessed a neighbor. Watch this.
Hi Journey family, I am taking the food challenge and I baked a Scandinavian almond cake and I'm gonna give it to my neighbor to bless her today.
Hi, I'm Sylvia. Yes, I took the challenge and I'm gonna bless a neighbor today.
My name is Kenny Armstead and I'm taking the Bless a Neighbor Challenge. Today we have salmon, rice and beans, and plátano maduro, which is sweet plantains, and we're getting ready to bless our neighbor right now. God bless you.
Hi, I'm Karen, and I accepted the challenge. I purchased a gift card to Publix for a family who was devastated in Hurricane Ian. So they've been thrilled. They were crying. It was wonderful.
Of course, I'm taking the challenge. I'm going to deliver 2 bowls. I'm going to bless 2 neighbors today. Bye. Wasn't that fun? I got to bless 2 neighbors in my neighborhood. I hope that you take the challenge and bless some neighbors with some food and just show them that you care. You know, we're filming this in Florida and we recently had a hurricane here. And there's just so many families whose homes were flooded. And even if you don't live in Florida, there's so many areas of the country who've had wildfires and tornadoes, and there's always a neighbor that you can bless in some kind of way. So think about it. Think about taking them a dish, something simple like this. Then send over some muffins with it for them and the kids. They'll love you for it. They're so soft on the inside and the little tang of barbecue sauce and the melted cheese. I could eat this, just the muffins alone, as a meal or a snack. But always figure out a way that you can bless a neighbor. Anytime you want to catch up with us here at Journey, we'd love to hear from you. Go to journeychristian.com/cooking with Chef Stacy. You can find other recipes that I've done, and you can also catch up on other sermon series and things like that on our Journey website. But we love you. We hope that you'll bless a neighbor. And if you do, please post it online and on one of our Facebook pages or either on our YouTube channel so that we can all bless each other together. Alrighty, bye. Have a great day.